Crisis? What crisis? Do you get the reference? Hey, is there a housing crisis going on in Idaho? What about California? Let's talk about it next. Hey everybody, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. You know, your great real estate agent by your side when it comes time to buy a home, sell a home, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley. And if you're going to be doing any of those things, you're going to want to know what the market's doing. And specifically, is there a housing crash? There's some new data out and some new opinions out, and let's just jump right into it. So a friend sent me this video the other day, and I want to take a look at it. It's talking about the housing crisis, see what you think, and if we agree that, well, let's just find out.
June home sales dropped as prices hit a record high. So we see a 15.9% jump in inventory, compared to last year. So inventory is up 15.9% compared to last year. Sales fell 2.71% month over month. So what is this indicating to you that we're seeing a jump in inventory and sales falling? Because you're in the market right now.
I'm looking vigilantly almost on a daily basis. Homes are sitting more like for longer periods of time on the market. They're stagnant almost in some cases. I'm seeing $50,000, $60,000 price cuts in some of the homes, and that's positive for someone like me.
And they're still sitting.
And they're still sitting.
So you're seeing the same thing I've been seeing because I've been watching this market like a hawk. Properties are staying on the market longer, and more properties are coming on the market, and you're beginning to see prices come down.
Exactly.
And they're going to have to come down a lot more, I think.
I'm hoping so, and I do believe that there will be significant price reductions in the coming months.
Now, you live in California, I live in California. California faces pileup of unsold homes. This on Newsweek today, there are 37% more unsold single-family homes on the market in California than there were last year, a level not seen since 2018. This, to me, is a housing collapse.
So what do you guys make of that? Is we got people there in California talking about what they're seeing and what they're experiencing. And I've got a special for you at the end here. We have another live Californian that tells us their experience, but let's check out. I just did a search over here on the YouTube, California Housing Crash 2025. And what do we see? We see video 1 day ago, 3 weeks ago, a day ago, 2 days ago. Everybody's talking about this crash coming in California 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. California cities turning into ghost towns, housing crash. And it just goes on and on. California housing bubble 11 hours ago. So you get the idea that there's a lot of talk going on in California about apparently what people are feeling as the crash. Just for fun, I also checked out Idaho Housing Crash 2025. So here's this guy. You guys might remember him. We've been looking at his stuff for years and years. And I haven't found him to be right, at least when it comes to Idaho yet. Thanks, Patrick. Shout out to Patrick. Housing market forecast. Are we seeing any crashes? Home prices crash. Oh, there's our buddy Greg. He's talking about the Boise housing market crash just a couple weeks ago. Is it really? Or are we all just panicking for no reason? Well, Greg might be right there. There's the video we're just watching. Oh, now we're done with Idaho. We have to look in other states. So generally across the entire country, we've got like this from the Epoch Times, homes taking longer to sell as inventory spikes. And we know inventory in California is spiking because no one's buying houses. In Idaho, we have people buying houses and we have construction going on like crazy. 1 in 5 sellers are now cutting prices as the housing market tilts in favor of the buyers. Ooh. Homes are sitting on the market for 8 days longer compared to a year ago. Okay, well, 8 days doesn't sound like a crash. It sounds like a changing market. Wouldn't you agree? The price reduction share has reached roughly 1 in 5. So 20% of the homes that come on the market are having a price reduction. And again, does that mean a crash? Well, maybe in California, but not necessarily across the country. NAR, you've heard of them, National Association of Realtors. That's who I send my massive amount of dues to all the time. Thanks, NAR, for putting all this together. 6% forecast. That's what it used to be. High rates, low inventory. 3% forecast. Yep, they did an update here. So NAR's chief economist downgraded his 2025 home sales forecast from 6 to 3%. But if rates, if that's a big word right there, if rates fall to 6%, then he predicts a 14 jump in sales for 2026. And I can't say that he's wrong there. There is a lot of pent up demand. This is interesting too. First time buyers now make up just 24% of sales. And why is that? Because they don't have, the money to put into a house. They're just trying to eke by. It's kind of rough out there. First time buyers are now older people that have had more time to save up and maybe build up equity in retirement funds or something like that. But I asked my friend down in the Sacramento area, that's in California, about his experience. He's got a house that's recently come on the market, and he's been working with real estate agents down there, and really has a pretty decent idea of what's going on as far as his finger on the pulse of the market. He says that I'm seeing a fair amount of listings with some sitting, especially if they are less desirable, but many are selling and closing. The over 1 million mark, maybe not so fast. Median home prices in his area is $850,000. He has seen some that go pending and then back on the market, but not too many price reductions unless it was overpriced to start with, my friend's saying from California. And here's what he says, and I think we all know this is true. It's location, location, location. And he adds to that, the sky is always falling. And that's kind of what we've seen here from the first YouTube video, plus just looking through YouTube for the crash for California. It's like video after video. My friend does say, I think there's a glimmer of hope in people's minds is at some point rates will come down. And that's what the NAR expert said too. If rates come down, then the pent up buyer demand is really going to start kicking in. If it can work out to get done buying before it forces prices up again. So my friend's pretty prescient there. It's like if rates do come down, and I just heard Trump this morning say that he feels fairly confident that Jerome Powell is going to lower interest rates. Just that pent up demand is going to push prices back up. So there may not be any real big reason for hanging out for prices to come down, because as soon as they do come down, people are going to start buying like crazy, and then prices are going to go back up if they ever come down at all. So thanks for coming along, checking this out. Housing crash, crisis. What crisis, as Supertramp would say? I'm not seeing it in most places across the country. There might be areas within California that you are seeing it. But I guess the point here is that if you have a need to sell, if you're ready to move out of California for reasons other than, you got a great price on your house, maybe it's the societal decline, maybe it's the prospects of Kamala Harris being your next governor, things like that. If it's time to go, make it happen now. And, if you do get up here and rates do go back to 3, guess what you can do? Well, you can always refinance. But if you can make it work now and you have a reason to sell and move, make it happen. Thanks for coming along. And if you want to know more about what it's like to live right here in the Treasure Valley, check out this great magazine I put together on relocation. And we'll see you on the next video.